catch, shoot the three of the big guy on him, and it's good. She'll catch, shoot a three off the wing, and it's good.
Touchdown, Yellow Jacket!
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Yellow Jacket Report. I'm your host, Abby Siekmann. In today's episode, we will be joined by head cross-country coach Scott Walkinshaw, head soccer coach Robert Blake, along with triathlete Kate Griffin and cross-country athlete Josh Davis. Joining me first is head cross-country coach Scott Walkinshaw. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thanks for having me, Abby.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and talk about this GRIAC meet that you guys just competed in. I couldn't help but be impressed by the results. The men's team finished in third, while the women's team made a giant leap from 29th last year to 15th this year. Can you tell us a little bit more about that meet?
Yeah, really pleased. It's a big meet. It's one of the biggest meets in the Midwest. Teams go there to compete against other teams from other regions, and we had a few teams from the conference. But, you know, last year we snuck in there and we weren't on anybody's radar, and the men's team had been undefeated up to that point. We ended up getting the win, and we beat two ranked teams. But this year it wasn't going to happen. We weren't ranked when we went to GRIAC, but we were ranked fairly high in the region, and we did have a good meet. You know, I didn't think we had an absolutely fantastic meet. We're pretty deep. I felt we'd have a pretty close gap, and our 1 through 5 was 42 seconds. But Garrett Peterson came through, passed a bunch of people right at the end, and we only beat the fourth place team by about 3 points. So really close. They give 3 trophies. It's always nice to bring home some hardware. But all in all, very pleased with the effort for it being our third meet of the season. Couldn't be any happier with the women. You know, last year we were 29th. This year that we were 15th. There were 40 teams, and just a huge improvement. Christine Thorne, who was running the 6K for the very first time, but she was competing about 30 minutes from home and had a lot of family and friends there, which was really neat, but had an outstanding meet. She ended up 17th out of, I think there were nearly 400 runners. There was about 450 on the men's side. But, and with a real solid time, it was running up with some really good NCAA Division II women. So that helps when you have somebody up there like we had Alec Baldwin up there last year. Then all of a sudden you're only scoring 4 people instead of 5 if your first runner's not pretty far up. So, and then, you know, we really probably could have been 12th or 13th. Tori Moore just faded right at the end, about the last 600 meters, and probably lost about 40 places. And just tightened up. She didn't finish the race last year, so it might have been, you know, a little psychological thing with the course, and she just might have ran out of gas too. So anyway, it was really pleased. Nicole Allerdings from Plevna, Montana ended up 75th, and it was just a great race for her. She's learning also how to race the 6K distance. So Shelby Stoltz is having an outstanding year, just really running tough. And it's fun because I think when both teams are running well, they feed off each other.
And I mean, there were even some similar competition there, having some RMAC teams, some of which that the women's team actually beat for the first time. Can you tell us a little bit about that as well? Yeah,
I mean, the RMAC teams that were there that we beat was Mesa, Grand Junction, out of Grand Junction, and then also Metro. Colorado College got us and UCCS got us, but you know, we've been in the conference 4 years and we've never been up with Metro and Mesa, and so to get a win there, you know, it's just good for the program. It's actually huge for the program. The program's still continuing to grow with the division, or with the RMAC conference. And then, you know, on the men's side, we were third. But Metro wasn't that far behind. They've got a good men's team, and they were 8th. And then Mesa was a little bit further behind. UCCS did not go, just the men, just the women went. And then Colorado Christian was there too.
And we also saw that the women's team is now ranked in the region, which is a first for Black Hills State University. Can you tell us about that and how that's impacting the women's team?
Well, it's just good to get a little bit of press. Honestly, I've never been one to pay too much attention to rankings. but it does bring exposure to the program and great for the women. You know, it was really neat to go out to practice and tell them that, hey, we're 9th in the region, because that shows we're making progress.
And the men's team is also ranked in the top 5, and if they can hold on to that ranking, they could be heading back to nationals again this year. How is that impacting that team?
Well, we don't want to talk about the national thing just yet, but you know, everybody knows they take 5 from the region. Last year they took 6, we got 6. This year it's 5, and we are ranked 5th. But again, I've never paid a whole lot of attention to the rankings. You know, going back to when we joined the RMAC, I was quite familiar with D2, I was quite familiar with the RMAC, and my first thought when we joined was, you know, Adams State, Western State, Colorado School of Mines, these are outstanding teams. And it was really frightening when you think about competing against those teams. So I had to get past that, and I had to, you know, think that, you know, we're still trying to compete with UCCS and Mesa and Metro and Colorado Christian and Chadron and all the other teams, and make that step first before we, you know, try to move up with the big guys. So anyway, you know, it's nice to be. We've actually moved up to 14th in the rankings, and we have 5 teams from the RMAC that are in the top 9, which again, that attests to the strength of the conference.
So the RMAC championships are coming up here soon, and which are being held here in Spearfish. How are you and the team preparing for that?
You know, we're really preparing the same way we've prepared in the past. The only difference is that it's going to be at 3,600 feet here in Spearfish as opposed to 6,000 plus the last 4 years. You know, we were in Colorado Springs, which is 6 plus, Western New Mexico 65, Western State 7,800 feet, Adams State 7,500 feet. And it's a huge disadvantage for us. You know, last 4 years, I think we probably ran a little bit more at altitude, but we're still running a lot at altitude. We try to get up to Terry Peak, we get up to Mickelson Trail, we get up, you know, to Lead. We do a workout on the track at Lead because it's over 5,000 feet. And that prepares us, but even though the conference is finally at a lower elevation, our region meet's going to be in Denver. So we still have to prepare for that altitude race.
Can you expand a little bit on the men's team and how they did at the GRIAC meet?
Yeah, really solid team performance. We had talked about trying to have all of our guys as close together as we could. They train together, they're doing some similar workouts and running really well. And you know, in a race, you might as well just key off each other, especially if there's 450 runners. And so we did, and we ended up having a 42-second gap. Jonah was our top runner, and he was 10th last year as a freshman. It was muddy. We were the 4th race of the day. And I think he just went out a little bit easier than maybe he did last year. And still solid, top 20 get awards individually. And then, you know, the other guys that are really running well, Josh Davis is having a phenomenal year. He won our home meet. He ran solid he was our second man at GRIAC, ran solid at the Augie Twilight. And he's a junior, but having the best year he's had. And that's always nice. Kendall Murray, senior, coming on. He really came on big last year at GRIAC and then meeting Billings because he's from Montana. And so we were kind of expecting him to have a breakout here. Chance Dooley, a freshman from Custer, is running like a junior. I mean, he's just having a tremendous year. Really helping the team. He's a talented kid. It's going to be fun to have him on the team here. And then Aaron Shoney, senior. We've just got quite a few guys that are knocking on the door. The depth has kept them really honest with training, which it always is anyway. But there's guys that are vying for the top 9 to run at the conference meet. And then we're going to have some real competition to get in the top 7 for the region meet.
Thanks for joining us, Coach. Stick around. We will have plenty more of the Yellow Jacket Report right after this.
There's a lot of things that go into building a successful car dealership. It starts with a great product. Ford, the best-selling automotive brand in America. A sales staff that understands the product inside and out. And a service department with highly trained technicians. All these parts working together make up White's Canyon Ford in Spearfish. Winner of both the President's Award and one Ford Elite Award from the Ford Motor Company for 3 consecutive years. Ranking us as one of the top 60 Ford stores in America for sales and service satisfaction.
Today's car shoppers are smarter than ever. That's why JSN Spearfish developed hometown pricing. We price our vehicles against the competition so you save time and money. Our vehicles are repriced weekly, so check back to get the best deal at Junix on West Jackson in Spearfish.
Welcome back to the Yellow Jacket Report. We are now going to throw it downtown to Ryan for an interview with head soccer coach Robert Blake.
Oh, Abby, that was quite a throw. Thank you. Coach Blake, I think this belongs to you.
Awesome, thank you.
I'm Ryan Hilgman, and I am joined with head women's soccer coach Rob Blake. Rob, can you tell us a little bit about the season so far?
Ups and downs. We've had an up and down season. We've employed a new strategy of play. It's not quite come off. It's getting better every week. Our conditioning, our mental stability in the games is getting better all the time. Our battle is there every single game. We fight all the way to the end, with goals coming in the last few minutes. We're getting better technically, we're getting better tactically as a team, and I think as a team overall, we are definitely gelling a heck of a lot better than we were when we first got here.
And as a first-year program, you have some challenges that the teams that you're playing don't have, such as you regularly start 11 freshmen, and your entire team has no college experience except for this year. How have you worked with that? Your record doesn't quite reflect the improvement that you guys are making throughout the games. How are the freshmen and all the other players that have not had college experience coming along?
I think our challenges have mainly been what you said, lack of experience, lack of playing at this level, but I think that makes us dangerous, and I think teams take us seriously because they see that we've got nothing to lose. We've got everything to gain every single game, and when we come out and we fight and we're actually pretty good and we've gotten better every single game, then they're taking us more and more seriously. I think as we've gone on, those challenges have diminished a little bit, but new ones always come up. Experiences of off-the-field stuff takes its toll sometimes. The travel. A lot of the kids aren't used to 13 hours on a bus, for example, or going and playing 3 games in 4 days. And those kind of little things that we need to make sure that we keep going and keep plugging along and keep building. And I think as those challenges make us better team, better players overall, then we're going to be very, very good going next year and even the years after.
And with the RMAC conference, you tend to play Fridays and Sundays. What is a typical practice routine for a week, and what do you guys cover each practice period?
We do things a little bit differently. I took the mentality of Leicester City in the English Premier League that less is more. We only practice twice a week, but we practice twice on those 2 days. We lift in the morning and then we do some ball work, and then in the afternoon we have an intense session that can range anywhere from tactical to technical to just overall positions and so on and so forth. We don't tend to plan for game to game. We more are concerned with what we do in-house, and if we get our stuff right, then everything should be right in the game, So as long as we're working on ourselves, we're getting better all the time, then it shouldn't matter what the other teams do as long as we're doing everything right for us. So for a typical week, to put it out for you, we play Friday, Sunday, like you said, so we give them Monday off. We go Tuesday, Wednesday. We give them Thursday off. That's usually a travel day for us. And then Saturday in between games is a day off as well. Now, we'll throw in some film work in there, but we prefer not to do it as a group. What we have is some software that we use online where we load up the videos and then we can draw on those videos and we can tag the individual players in that little section of video, and then they can just review it on their own time. Makes it a lot easier, makes it so they actually take something away from it, and if it's something bad, then it's not embarrassing them in front of their teammates, and if it's something good, then it's something that they can build on and they can see exactly what they did good, and then the visualization going into games is a lot easier and a lot better for them.
And touching on one more last thing about the season, what are some goals that you have for the remainder of the year? You've got about 3 weeks left.
From last game, we reset our goals. Instead of trying to get a 500 record in conference, we set our goals is that we work on getting ourselves better every single game. Our performances get better, we learn from our mistakes, we get our fitness better, we get our strength better, all those things, all those little things that will then help us get better as a team overall. We're also working on improving our communication, so that's one of our goals. We don't talk enough on the field, so maybe some more team building stuff, helping us basically just to improve overall as a team and then go at it next year being bigger, better, stronger, faster, all those kind of things.
All right, and one final question for you, Coach Blake. As we are here in downtown Spearfish, we got the Black Hills State University Jacket Zone just right behind us. Just talk about the city of Spearfish and the support for your first-year women's college program at Black Hills State.
Our support from the city of Spearfish has been phenomenal. Now, stupendous. You know, how many different words can you use to describe how good it's been? The local soccer club has been so supportive. I am working with them on a volunteer basis. I'm doing whatever I can with them, and they've repaid the faith. We put out flyers and we put out email blasts, and those kids, they come and watch. They're ball girls. They come and support the team. They get to know the players, the student athletes. But not just from that, but also general people, you know, older siblings, mothers, fathers. You name it, they've all come. We've got a band of supporters that follow us all around wherever we've been, and they come to support the games. And then the local high school team, Spearfish High School girls and Belfouche girls have been out and they've supported us, and I only see things getting better for us. You know, as we keep recruiting local kids, more and more local people are going to come and watch, and they're going to get to like soccer. And as the younger kids around here come and watch us more and more, and we do more work with them, the support for the program is just going to grow. And I can't thank the city of Spearfish enough for everything that they're doing for us. And even just coming out and watching the games, and when I see people in the streets and they say, hey, good stuff, great game, well done, sorry about the loss, that kind of stuff, you know?
Thanks, Coach Blake. And Abby, before we send it back to you in the studio, just a reminder that the women's soccer team does have 2 final home games remaining. Both Friday and Sunday are at 1 o'clock, and the games are free to attend over at Ronnie Tice Field. Go support Coach Blake and the women's soccer team, and go have some fun with some American football. Abby, back to you.
Truck buyers know there's only one place for your next four-wheel drive truck, JSN Spearfish. Find a great selection of Ram 1500, 2500, or 3500s with hometown pricing. For your next Ram truck, look to JSN on West Jackson and Spearfish.
Welcome back to the Yellow Jacket Report. We are talking triathlon with triathlete Kate Griffin. How are you, Kate?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. So you have been to a Central Regional Qualifier meet, which is a little bit more competition than what a regular triathlon would consist of. So what is it like being in a draft legal competition?
It's definitely a lot more serious than our regular triathlons. It's all college students. There's no moms competing or someone's, parents there. Everyone's really competitive. There's a lot more rules. We have to put our goggles and swim cap and our shoes when we're done in a certain bucket, and they have to be out of the way, and there's just a lot more rules, and it's just the whole environment is totally different, much more serious.
Is there any different type of training that's involved?
Definitely. You just have to be more serious coming into the race, you can get lapped out, so you just have to be prepared to be going all out the whole time, whereas in our more relaxed meets, you can, I mean, obviously you don't want to be slow down, but if you're not going hard the whole way, you're still gonna be okay. Whereas in a draft legal, you have to be going hard the whole time.
And I understand that you have been to nationals. So what are your goals then for this year to get back to that point?
Well, we do get invited to nationals because of the grant that we received. So we do get to bring some girls either way. One of my goals for the season was to actually qualify, which is placing well in one of the regional competitions. So that's kind of my goal for the year, is to not just be invited, but to actually make it, because I'm good enough to compete there.
So by doing it just all on your own through your training?
Yeah.
And what changes have you seen from last year when triathlon first started up to this year?
Definitely just more experience. All of us coming in last year, we were new to the sport. None of us had done a triathlon before. No one, I know I didn't know how to swim. Some other girls didn't know how to swim. A lot of girls hadn't been on a road bike before, and some girls were new to running. So we all kind of came from no experience, and now we're able to keep building and keep improving and help the new girls as well, who are also starting from scratch. So just more growth everywhere.
And I understand that you are also a two-sport athlete. You do compete in track and field here at Black Hills State. Can you just, tell us a little bit about what it's like to be a two collegiate sport athlete?
It's just busy. You get used to it. I mean, even in high school, I was in 3 sports, so all year round we were training. In the summer we were lifting and training as well. So it's something I'm used to, but as you get further along in college, it gets harder and harder to keep up with training and school, and then if you're working as well, it gets to be a lot sometimes, but it's worth it. So
trying to manage the time and between classes and practice and then even the events. And can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're going to school for?
My major is exercise science, and I am going into a nursing program when I graduate in the spring. So
very nice. Well, thank you, Kate, for joining us.
Thank you.
Stick around. We will have more of the Yellow Jacket Report right after this.
Here at Quick Signs, we can make canvas prints to vehicle wraps to anything in between. We have an experienced design team that can start a project from scratch, or we can enhance an existing one. A wrap can be used to advertise your business with minimal maintenance. You can either wrap your trailer, you can wrap your vehicle, or anything that you want to help get your message across. At Quick Signs, we have a high quality standard for our products. We expect that our customers have the same standards when it comes to their marketing materials that they want to provide to their customers.
Commitment puts you above everything else. It looks you straight in the eye. Commitment pledges to see you through to the end, to support you, to be that reassuring face in the crowd, the one who's always there. First Interstate Bank. That's what commitment looks like.
Welcome back to the Yellow Jacket Report. Joining me now is cross-country athlete Josh Davis. How are you, Josh?
Doing very good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Josh Davis, as you know. I'm from Colorado. I run cross-country and track here at BH, and I'm a junior in school studying exercise science.
Sounds like you're a pretty busy guy then with exercise science and sports.
Oh yeah, definitely student athlete's a full-time job, but I wouldn't have it any way else.
That's the best.
Yeah.
So you took first place at the Gage McSpadden meet.
Yep.
Can you just tell us a little bit about what that was like for you?
You know, I just wanted to go out and have a good race with my teammates. Our team doing very well this year. Good group of guys, very special group, and I just wanted to go have a good race, and I was fortunate enough to get a win, and never really won a race here in college before, so it was very special. And just knowing Gage, you know, made it even a little bit more special.
So it was a little more memorative for you and to get your first win too.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It was very memorable and just a lot of fun, and it was good having his dad there and his family there, so that was really cool.
And what was it like to run at the GRIAC meet?
Oh yeah, you know, GRIAC has a lot of history, and it's always a good meet. We went down there last year and we won it. This year we came in a little different looking group than last year. We lost Alec Baldwin, our senior, but we still got a good group of guys. And we went into the race just saying, hey, we're gonna go out, give it everything we got. You know, we wanna win it. But as long as we all have a good race collectively, whatever the outcome is, that's what it'll be. Came out with third, got on the podium again, and that was really special, and I think that boosted our confidence, and I think people in the country kind of took that and saw how good we did and kind of given us a little bit more publicity, so that's really good.
So it was just a big accomplishment for you guys. Even though you didn't take first, you guys still were able to place and bring home some hardware.
Yep, our main goal is getting back on that podium, and we were able to do that. But obviously the end of the season is what we're really looking towards. We're just working every day to get to that point, and coach setting us up really good with our workouts to be there at the end of the season when we need to be.
And from an athlete's perspective, how is the team doing?
You know, I think we're doing really, really good. We've got a good mixture of upperclassmen, younger guys, and I think it's meshing well. And I just think, you know, we kind of feed off each other, and having such a good group of guys that's really deep allows us just to do a little bit better things in practice, and just when we're out in the races we can really feed off each other, and just having that cohesiveness is really good. And we're not a finished product yet, which we don't want to be at this stage in the season, but I think I look at that and say, hey, that's pretty cool, because we have accomplished a lot to this point, and we have a lot more we can give. So at the end of the season, come regionals time, when we're trying to qualify for nationals, I think we're going to be right in the mix.
So you guys just kind of feed off each other and help each other out?
You know, I think we get along really, really well, spend a lot of time obviously in practice, but we like each other. We're all really good friends, spend time outside of practice a lot, and I just think when you have that kind of team chemistry, that helps a lot, because when you get in that race, you know, you trust everybody. Everybody has trust in one another, and they wanna do good for themselves, but also for one another. And when you have that other form of, you know, just motivation, that's really crucial. So we got a good special group of guys, and I've enjoyed the heck out of it competing with them this year, and I'm looking forward to what we can do for the rest of the season to come.
And if someone was looking to join the cross country team here at Black Hills State University, what would you say to them?
You know, I think it'd be awesome for you guys if you wanted to join the team. I think we got a really special thing going on. You know, it's obviously a team, but I think it's more of a family, and just having guys that you can confide in, just battle, putting in the miles with, that's what it's all about. That's what cross country is all about, and it's just special. So, I mean, definitely I would recommend it for sure.
Well, thank you for joining us, Josh. And that will do it for us here on the Yellow Jacket Report. don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you would like to watch this video and check out any other videos, you can go to our YouTube page. And remember to access anything Yellow Jackets 24/7 at bhsuathletics.com. Thank you for watching.